Good afternoon, respected teacher and my friends. My name is Karas Tungan, student ID OED 8019, and today I am presenting on the second assignment of Management and Organizations in a Global Environment on the report submission of planning tools and techniques used by the managers. When talking about planning tools and management, planning is the management function which is undertaken by the managers, and it is the first step in determining future course of action and adding value to the overall organizational efficiency, and can either be cash or in kind, and it is aimed at effectively and efficiently allocating organizational resources to achieve organizational efficiency by defining goals and objectives of organizations that are to be achieved for the organizational growth. There can be different types of planning tools and techniques that can be used by the managers, but the most important ones out of them are budget and forecast, sensitivity and scenario analysis, PERT, and Gantt charts. And talking about budget and forecast. Budget, it means determining and detailing the long and short-term financial goals of the organization. It is the estimation of earnings and spendings of an organization, or a detailed financial document in the form of written document or numerical plan which shows the financial position of the organization. And it is the concept of budget is never rigid, it's never fixed. It can either be cash budget, revenue budget, profit budget, or expense budget. And while talking about forecasting, we can say that forecasting allows the managers to know the estimate of what the need of the organization is in the future. Forecasting are short terms in nature compared to budgeting, and are used to determine how the organizations should prepare for future and how can the budget be used in the future period of time. Forecasting is done through the use of two types of techniques, which are quantitative forecasting and qualitative forecasting. Now coming to sensitivity and scenario analysis. Sensitivity analysis is used for finding out the effects on the future outcomes and performance of the organization. It is the process of making changes in certain inputs of a model or project and checking how the project or model is affected by the changes made. Sensitivity analysis are created to understand the impact of a range of variables have on the given outcomes by collecting relevant data for future use, and they are used for identifying critical assumptions. And when we come to scenario analysis is used to assist the managers with decision analysis, which are laid out in advance. The scenario analysis are not dependent upon historical or past data. Instead, they are used to make the management decision-making process efficient. And scenario analysis can be taken as a tool to ensure optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely scenarios for the effective and efficient strategies to deal with the future outcomes. And when we talk about PERT, PERT is the acronym used for Programming Evaluation Review Technique. It is a statistical tool used by managers for planning and coordinating business operations. It was first developed by US Navy in 1950 for a missile program and is used in conjunction with Critical Path Method (CPM). It is a network-based tool which is used to find the shortest possible path or time for completion of the given project and what the activities are to be done or achieved to achieve that certain path. It can also be called as a graphical representation of the timeline of the project, which is used to break down the individual tasks taken in the project for analysis purpose. And Gantt chart. Gantt chart is a project management tool and is the graphical representation of activities performed against the given time. It keeps the managers informed with the real-time analysis about when the project is going to be completed, and is used to list certain variables on the vertical axis, which is the y-axis that is plotted against the calendar on the horizontal axis. It is used for displaying schedules, listing tasks, and the relationship between the tasks to be done and the time allocated for them. And it involves, Gantt chart involves ensuring the project is economically feasible and attainable, and all the tasks and people involved in achieving the goal are considered thoroughly at the beginning of the project. And to conclude, we can say that there are various planning tools and techniques that can be used by the managers for a strategic planning process, which have a major role to play in formulation and implementation of the plans for the attainment of the organizational goals. And out of them, this assignment dealt with the use of 4 major tools and techniques, namely budgets and forecast, sensitivity and scenario analysis, PERT, and Gantt charts. All these 4 tools and techniques of planning help the managers in formulation and implementation of the most effective and efficient plans for the attainment of the organizational tasks or organizational goals or organizational objectives. And each one of these tools and techniques have their own specific role to play in the planning process. Thank you.